Alright, well, this is my Rolohaun Rook Mark 1. It is printing. I've got a Rook chest piece lined up because I feel like it's a fitting chest piece to use. And yeah, it's printing. I'm going to upload this to YouTube and maybe use it as a serial request. And what I might do is stitch a full print that I've already done of basically the same piece to the end of this one before I upload it, and so you can see the whole thing in its glory. But it is just doing its warm-up process now. Yeah, it's still got some things to do. Like right now I've got some fans, so that's the cooling fans for the hot end and the parts cooling, and that's for the power to the main motherboard. Because the Raspberry Pi doesn't like turning on while that's turning on, I don't know why, but I can turn it off, boot the Raspberry Pi, turn the MCU back on. But it is functional, it does work. I have printed several Rolohaun test cubes. That was my first one, that was all over the shop. I think that's my second one, and then that's my third one. Looking pretty good. And we can watch it put down its first layer. I do need to tweak things still, but as we can see, it's printing. How cool is that for a printer that I made myself from Rolohaun's brilliant design? Makes me want to build more printers, to be honest. Kind of try and decide what I should do next. But yeah, printing. Anyway, what else do I need to do? Maybe I'll chuck a fan up the top at one point. I've got one of these printed with a fan in it. So there's a little bit of wiring to do, in part because I'm using this beast of a it's like a 200 watt laptop dock power supply, 19 volts, so it's not the 24. So if I run these from the 19 volts, they run too slow and I end up with heat creep issues on the hot end, and it doesn't really do any parts cooling. So to mitigate that, and why I have the switches is it's just on or off at the moment. So I've got a 24 volt like a boost converter in here that steps the fan power up to 24 volts, and that makes them work, but they're all on. There's no turning off for the first layer or anything like that. It's all on. But that's the main thing. So I can find a different power supply than that laptop one, or what I'm thinking of, and I've got it on order, it just needs to get here, is it's like a 200 watt, or it might even be like a 400 watt boost converter that will hopefully allow me to step up the 19 volts to 24 volts with enough current that I can potentially run a heater bed on this as well when I get around to it. So that'll be another upgrade. Right now this is just a printed, literally ABS printed build plate with a layer of foil tape, which I don't know if it's doing anything at all, but put it on there, and then covered with a layer of masking tape. Masking tape is sticking really well. It actually works really well. I'm pretty impressed on how well that works. So realistically, I don't need to do that because this is not going to print anything beyond like ABS, not ABS, PLA, maybe PETG, I don't know. Main one is going to be a PLA machine. But there's little bits to do. I might do some sides on it to kind of keep things a bit more rigid, slash sides to hang off. It'd be nice to have a spool on one side, a spool holder. But yeah, sorry, I'm kind of drifting off with my phone while I chitter chatter. But while I was going, let's have a bit more of a tour around it. You can probably see my crappy little shed mess around. Got a BMG extruder. They're pretty good. I already had one of those kicking around from my Ender 3. Filament sensor, it's there, it works. I don't really have any macros or anything set up for it yet. So this is what I've got going on for my power supply if I don't cover it up. Just little one of these cam lock kind of Wago style connectors that allows me to disconnect the power supply. May upgrade that to like an XT60 or something, just for so I can have an XT60 panel mount is what I was thinking. But this works for now. But anyway, this is the printer. If I talk too long, it will actually finish the print. But yeah, so look at it printing pretty good. Right down there, it's going to see it laying down its layers. Anyway, I'm going to stop this video, and what I'll do is I'll attach, as I said before, a completed video from a different camera I've got set up here of the Rook. I also need, the final thing is I need to do this. I need to rerun some wires and maybe make a new breakout board for that. Anyway, enjoy the video after this. Have a good one.